everybody, Dr. Dane from Wellness Solution Centers, and this month we're talking about arthritis. And I want to talk about some natural remedies for arthritis. And you can't talk about arthritis without mentioning the word inflammation. And when you talk about inflammation, you have to talk about your diet and what you're putting in your mouth. And there are foods that are what we call pro-inflammatory foods, and there are foods that help heal inflammation. I just want to talk about that for just a moment. Some of the common foods that you may be eating that may be causing inflammation in your joints and inflammation in your body are things like processed meats, so like deli meats or grain-fed meats. So if they're grain-fed as opposed to pasture-raised and grass-fed, that's a big cause. So grains are a big cause of inflammation. So the gluten in the grains cause inflammation. And obviously if the cattle or if the chicken are eating grains, you're eventually going to eat that when you eat the steak or the chicken. Another thing, sugar. Sugar is extremely pro-inflammatory, and sugar is in everything. Another big food that causes inflammation in the body is fried foods, especially if they're fried in vegetable oils. And another big one is dairy. Dairy is pro-inflammatory. Again, I always say cow's milk was meant to be enjoyed by baby calves, right? Not by baby humans, right? So the last thing is artificial sweeteners. And I see artificial sweeteners create a lot of inflammation because of the nature of the artificial chemical. So the body sees these artificial chemicals as something that's foreign, and the body has an inflammatory reaction to them. Now, what are some foods that are healing of inflammation? Well, these are things like green leafy vegetables. So alkaline-based diets are really good to combat acidic-based inflammation. Another thing, beets and broccoli, right? So your beets, something that has a lot of color in them, that's an antioxidant, something like a beet or broccoli. Again, your green leafies like kale. Blueberries have a lot of color to them, have a lot of antioxidants. A pineapple has something called bromelain in it, which is a natural anti-inflammatory. And then omega-3s, so things like salmon. If you're getting really good sources of salmon, that's high doses of omega-3s. And then a couple other ones, coconut oil. Coconut oils is just a great medium chain triglyceride that's great for inflammation. And then the last two are spices, turmeric and also ginger. Those spices are very, very good, so you should be cooking with those. I take a turmeric that comes in a liquid form that's highly absorbable. These are all foods that will help. So get those foods into your diet. Get the pro-inflammatory foods out of your diet if you're suffering with inflammation and arthritis.